Hello everyone, my name is Kaylee Johnson, and today I will be discussing the inequality among men and women. So the million-dollar question is, are we all created equal? I'm a woman and I have faced some minor issues due to my gender, so that's why I'm speaking on behalf of women today. By listening to what I have to say, you will get an insight of how women struggle with inequality, and hopefully you have a better understanding of the different situations women face. The three main things I will be discussing today are the different treatments of gender in the workplace, how women generally have lower self-esteem issues, and the infamous stereotypes and gender roles expected to be fulfilled. I will also go over how in some cases, a man could typically struggle more than a woman, so we can see the hardships among both sides. So let's start this off by discussing different treatment among men and women in the workplace. For the longest time, women couldn't even have a job. Now that they can, they still don't get the same recognition as men do. Even if both genders have obtained the same degree, the male is more likely to be chosen over the woman. The gender pay gap is still very prevalent in our country. For every dollar a man makes, a woman makes 80 cents. So that may not seem like a lot at first, but once you really look into it, that's a 20% difference, all just because of a gender. So there's actually a day dedicated to bring awareness to the gender pay gap. It's on April 2nd, and employees wear red to show their support for women. Women of color actually have it harder than anyone else. The pay gap is often greater for them. Only 1 in 5 executives is a woman, but for colored women, it's 1 in 30. Next, we'll move on to how women generally have lower self-esteem. Social media plays a huge role in this. Women are generally expected to have a certain body type and meet all of these unrealistic standards. Like with magazines, women are usually objectified and put out there, and usually other women see this and get discouraged. When we're exposed to just one body type, that's the standard of what women should look like. It's always the pretty model with the clear skin, perfect hair, and tiny body that's always shown, whereas if more places showcase different body types, it would probably be more acceptable to not always look perfect. We have this pressure on us to look like that model because confidence and self-love really isn't taught among women. Many men can do things without being judged or having to look over their shoulder for protection, whereas women always have to keep an eye out for certain things. This can lead to women feeling very uncomfortable and degrading to their mental health. So, for example, I have personally experienced this. I've hesitated with going into the public by myself because I'm fearful of what might happen. And it really took a toll on me because I'm unable to freely do whatever I want without getting discouraged or scared of what might happen. So now I will talk through the different stereotypes expected among women. Women were often expected to just have children, care for their husbands, and care for their family. Now things are a bit more lenient with this, but women are still expected to do these things. Women may not get a specific job just because they're labeled as weak or sensitive, and this is a huge disadvantage to females. Like earlier when I was talking about the workplace, it really ties into this. Women often do not get the CEO position because companies think they can't handle it. So due to women unable to get these positions, we're unable to show what we're actually capable of, and it really limits us. So now you're probably thinking, okay, we get it, women have it harder. But here are some more things you could consider. Men are naturally stronger and bigger than women. So this is often why, in some cases, men are capable of the more tough jobs like lifting things. But this is only an exception for a small percentage of the jobs and things female experiences. Men also have stereotypes, not just women. Men are expected to go and work and provide for their families. Now, women have the opportunity to work, so their stereotypes are not as prevalent as women's. After all of that, I hope I've shifted your views on the differences among genders, so now let's wrap it up. So to conclude it all, I believe women have it harder than men in most cases. I support this by talking about the gender differences in the workplace, confidence issues in women, and typical stereotypes expected. However, I did include some statements on men's hardships to get the whole picture. So now, I want you to think twice when complaining about having it hard. Although everyone faces their own hardships, hopefully we can all become equal one day. Thank you.